Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing.
Good morning, Grenada. Good morning, Carriacou, Petit Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, and all those listening in Radio Land. I am CJ, and this is Real FM 91.9 and 91.5. We are broadcasting from Main Street Sauters in beautiful and historic St. Patrick. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
How are you?
Not too bad on you.
I am good, thank you.
Yes. And good morning to the nation. This morning, Lord, we give you thanks. We give you praise. We thanking you for everything you have done unto us. We thanking you putting us to bed and those who lucky to see the morning rising sun. We thanking you for the most important thing in our life, the breath you breathe unto each and every one of us. This our Lord. Peace be on this spot I bow. Peace, Lord, and all that there is on. Let the unknown peace of God, let the manner of peace abide. Let the Spirit now come down. Let the blessing take his place, and Son of Peace receive my cry. Fullness, Lord, of the gospel reign. This morning, blessed Lord, I bring the country before you, this our Lord. Remember Grenada in your hand, Lord. Remember Carriacou, remember Petit Martinique. Remember the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. Father, even the whole world is in your hand. You are the maker of each and every one of your children in different places this morning, Lord. But this our blessed Lord, what could I tell you about your country, what you don't know? You know everything about your country, Lord. Look down. Jah, you cut in and give your children a peep down below this our blessed Lord. The school children I bring before you this morning, Master. Remember them. They going out and they coming in. Remember the bus they traveling with. Remember the teachers I bring. Remember the principal is in your hand. Reach out and touch each and every one of them. The security, my God and my King, look over them. What could I tell you what you don't know? Father, some are very stubborn-hearted, but Jesus, remember them. We cannot turn our back on them this hour, Lord. Remember the Prime Minister I bring before you this morning. Remember that son, if thou be so pleased. Father God, take him in charge. Do for him what he cannot do for himself. Guide him and protect him this hour, Lord. The ministers is in your hand, each and every one of them. Take them in charge and bring the opposition party before you. Remember each and every Christian canna in that man home this hour, Lord. Remember him, mother, I bring before you this hour, Lord. Father God, remember all the ministers, each and every one of them, both male and female, they all is in your hand. Father, look down. Look down, going out and coming in this hour, Lord. Father God, pass by the nation children. Pass by the hospital. Pass by the sick and afflicted one. Pass by those that cannot help themselves. Not forgetting the entire force I bring before you, Lord. Father, walking in different stations, our Lord. Guide and protect this morning. The SSU is in your hand. Look over each and every one of them. This our Lord. Pass by every camp. The boat I bring before you on the ocean, Lord. Each and every boat on the ocean I bring before you this morning. Not forgetting the Coast Guard. I bring it before you, Lord. Not forgetting the fishermen is in your hand this morning, Lord. Please, Jesus, help them to have a catch, if thou be so pleased. My God and my Redeemer, pass by those that cannot help themselves. Pass by those on the bed of affliction. Pass by those who are looking for one to help the other this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my Redeemer, Father, take them in charge if thou be so pleased. Father, remember those on the hospital bed again. Remember those that cannot help themselves. Remember even those in the home this hour, Lord. Those preparing themselves for the operation table. Those in childbirth I bring before you this hour, Lord. Father God, joy you cut in and give everyone a peep down. You see, Lord, only those who believe in you should not perish, but to God have the everlasting life. And Father, we know all your children, Lord, want to be with you. They want to have the everlasting life. You see this, our blessed Lord. Have mercy on each and every one of your children, this our blood. My God and my Redeemer, take each and every one in charge. Those I could mention and those I cannot mention. I'll walk us through the wall. I bring them before you this morning, blessed Lord. The buses, I bring the driver, the conductor, the passenger, even the boat on the ocean again, this our Lord. Remember Carriacou land again, this our Lord. Each and everyone in Carriacou, this our blessed Lord. Remember Miss Matterson, I bring before you. Remember Chanchi household, this our Lord. Each and everyone in that place, this our Master. Remember them, this our blessed Jesus. Father, take us in charge if thou be so pleased. Guide and protect us, this our Lord. Remember Miss Job is in your hand this morning, Lord. Father, pass by she house. We serve her, she look at, guide and protect her, Lord. We she weak, make her strong, and when she strong, make her stronger, this our blessed Lord. My God and my King. Remember Miss Jacob this hour. Remember Miss Jacob this morning, Lord. Remember Kami, I bring before you. Remember she data is in your hand. Father, I know you is able, Lord. There is nothing you cannot do for the data and Kami this hour, blessed Lord. My God and my King. Pastor Amity, this hour, blessed Lord. Each and every one this hour, blessed Lord, I bring before you, Master. Father God, I know your ears is not deaf. I know your eyes is not blind. I know your feet is not too short to make your children have the way this our blessed Lord. You say, rock of ages, cleft us, and let we hide ourselves in thee, and let our water run the blood, and by the wound inside this flow, this our blessed Lord. I bring that data before you, and I lift her up to you, this our Lord. Father, from the crown of she head to the sole of she foot, I know, Lord, you could make her what you want her to be, and not what you want to be of herself. But this our blessed Lord, the offspring of she body, wheresoever they locate, they far away from her. But Jesus is close to you, this our blessed Lord. Remember each and every one of them, this our Lord. Mr. Andre, I bring before you this our Lord. Wheresoever I look at, guide him and protect him. Bless him if thou be so pleased. The stuff I bring before you this our Lord. Each and every one of them, bind them together like one bone plastic that cannot be broken. Let one cry be the other one cry this our Lord. My God and my Redeemer. Take them in charge if thou be so pleased. The Fukana in that radio station, I bring it before you. And even the Bongding Center and the Chasla, the Do, the entire of the gap, the surrounding of the yard. I bring that place before you. I'm asking you, Lord, to shut and sit and chill towards that building, this our blessed Lord. My God, remember them going out and they coming in, Lord. Bless them if thou be so pleasing, like this small as a mustard seed. But share the blessing unto each and every heart, this our Lord. Remember my village and my people, this our Lord. Not forgetting those that lost the house. I bring each and every one of them before you, and I lift them up to you, this our blessed Lord. Thanking you for health and for strength and for mercy for them, my God and my Redeemer. Remember them, this our blessed Lord. Take them in charge. Keep them on praying ground and on watchful thumbs. Help them to pray and pray their life away. My God, you is able. As you taught the disciple to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you.
Amen. How are you doing?
Well,
How was your weekend, though?
it was good.
Yes, that's
No
good.
sense complaining.
Well,
Once you are
no,
the breath of life.
that's true. That's true.
Yes, that's what's more important.
You're right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just
What
there.
was yours?
It's stressful a bit, but you know me. I just go with the flow.
And I do.
I just go with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you go do?
No, nothing. And like you said, you ain't complaining because if we complain, nobody listening anyway. So
Nobody.
it doesn't make any sense complaining.
Everybody are almost the same problem.
Exactly. So, if it's not an isolated thing where everybody say, oh, I'm the only one that has problem. Now, every one of us has it.
No.
Everyone.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, we'll chat later.
Pleasant day.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Where you go? when you walk, what you say, when you talk, when you go, when you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It is 10 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, and it's time for me to say good morning to all the lovely people that are on the live. Let me start by saying Dolores Redhead, good morning. Errol Bonaparte, McSween Belfont, thank you so very much. Deborah Laborde, Faithlin Hallie Douglas, Alban Harris, Patsy Frank, Claude Abraham, Adrian Watts, Baby Daddy, good morning to you. You checked in very early this morning, that's good. It says, Press the likes guy. Yeah, press the likes. Based on what Baby Daddy says, he's the like man. Every time he comes on, he reminds you to press the like. Good morning to Ann Leo. How are you doing? Is it Texas or it's Atlanta, yes? Let me know if I got you in the right state in the USA. Good morning to Ann Andrews. Good morning to the Callis family, the Glenn family that is listening out there in the US. Good morning to Coffee. Miss Matheson, good morning. Lorna Bain, good morning. Miss Job, good morning. Theresa Joseph out there in Toronto, good morning. Nurse Francis in Chantimal, good morning. Marilyn Franklin. Marilyn Ferguson, good morning. Long time no hear you. Scott Booker, good morning. Yualma Emery, Keith Sylvan, good morning to you. The Dead family out there in Toronto. Mona, good morning. Hope all is well. Bandy, Odinga, Ruth, and Simeon, good morning to you and your whole brood out there in Snell Hall, Monkridge area. Donna Sandy, good morning. Michelle Thomas, good morning to you. Junior, good morning. Mary out there in Toronto, good morning to you. Miss Brown and the whole crew at Classic Furniture, good morning. The folks under the cashew tree, University, good morning. Good morning to Liston and to Sylvie. Special good morning to you guys. Ian Millett and his wife are there in Monkridge. Esther Pascal, good morning. Tricia Gaines, good morning to you. Antonio Rogers, good morning. Michael Fraser, good morning to you. Susan, good morning. Paula and Mama B, good morning. Judy George, good morning. Pat, like in Pear, good morning. And Pat Keep James, good morning to you. Lena John, my friend, good morning. Cynthia Bartholomew. Elsa Korean. William Pear, good morning to you. Good morning to Maureen. Good morning to all of you. Redonna, good morning. Che, I know you're getting ready for school, but good morning to you. Good morning to... My throat is dry here, boy. I need to drink water. Good morning to the Callis family out there in Madays. Hope you're feeling better this morning, and Dill. As we go along, I'll continue to say good morning to each and every one of you. And I'd like to say thank you again, each and every day, for checking in on Real FM Live. Anne-Marie Celestine Grant, good morning. Betty James, good morning to you also.
You gotta be careful.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
The theme for the science fair is water and energy strategies, the key to sustainable development. It encourages students, it promotes caring for the environment, sustainable development, and we want the students to display practical activities and real-life situations of what is really going on out in their environment. And we look forward to companies like GRENDEC continuing to see the relevance and significance of something like a national science fair.
GRENDEC, energizing our community.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union. The Credit Union of Grenville takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the Credit Union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
Like family, it's always exciting when lottery players get together. Now the lottery games are joining in the fun. Check out the multiplier family of Instacash games. 5 times the cash at $2, 10 times the cash at $3, and 20 times the cash at $5. On your tickets, match any of our numbers with any of the winning numbers and win the prize below that number. There's more. Multiply your winnings up to 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times more. Winning is easy. Play Monday to Sunday. There are no draws to wait on. Win instantly. It's the multiplier family of Instacash games with over $675,000 to be won instantly. Don't just buy one, buy all, because family is everything. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making family dreams come true.
It is 7:17, and I think I've got drumsticks online right here. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. How are you?
Phone, girl, phone. Go ahead. I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I read from you, God, Psalm 91. He that dwelleth in the most secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snares of the foe, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings thou shalt trust. The truth shall be the shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flitteth by thee, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Sorry, drumsticks, I was in a little jam there. So thank you so much, and have yourself a great day. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy. Man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. How you move when you move. Direction you go in, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk. Where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
Search for happiness, you gotta leave a little room for loneliness. For things could happen all of a sudden
It is 20 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, and I'm going to be heading to the Met Office to see what the weather is like today. Good morning to you, Jason, and how are you?
Good morning to you. I am good.
Good.
Yes, and let's take a look at the weather for today, Monday, the 29th of April, 2024. At Point Chelin, it is fair. A gentle breeze is from the east at 9 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 12.6 millibars, which is below normal and rising. Present temperature 28.5 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 73%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.9 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 26.2 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, we had no rainfall at the airport. The total for the month remains at 5.7 millimeters. Now for the public forecast of Grenada, Carriacou and PT Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be generally fair breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times. Any shower should be light and brief. Today's maximum temperature should reach 31.5 degrees Celsius. The wind should be east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. The sea should be slight to moderate with waves 2 to 5 feet in open waters. The tide was high at 7 a.m. and will be low at 1 p.m. Sunset today 6:21, sunrise tomorrow 5:47. To repeat the forecast, the weather is expected to be generally fair and breezy, becoming partly cloudy at times. Any shower should be light and brief. From the Morris Bishop International Depot, Jason Robertson reporting.
Thank you, Jason, and have yourself a great day.
Okay, Glenn.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
For me and you, save water. For the future too, save water. How do we save water? Invest in making things better. Make things better. Make dams, reservoirs and pipelines stronger. New policies and plans to take action. Educate the entire nation. Water is a finite resource that needs urgent recourse. Save water. Save water. Save water.
For me and you, save water. For the future too, save water. And we'll find the solutions.
Together we'll take action.
Our water secure Caribbean
Is a crucial mission.
We need some urgent action.
Leaders of our nation. Save water. Save water. Save water. For me and you, save water. For the future too, save water. Every drop we can, save water. For the Caribbean, save water. Save water. Save water. Save.
Don't let your water bill get too high.
What if you had a choice? A choice of joining a line or a choice of making your purchases online? What would you choose? While you ponder on that, the National Lotteries Authority has provided another purchasing option. All their games are now available online. Yes, Grenadians. From wherever you are, purchase your favorite daily and jackpot type games using any electronic device. Register on the NLA's website at www.nla.gd. Top up your account and enjoy online lottery gaming at your convenience. We're taking shopping comfort up, several notches. But the choice is yours. Join a line or buy online. NLA, make your dreams come true.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent. Perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines. Yet suitable for your hand wash. Soft on your hands. Ozone disinfectant cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness. Keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents: soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Strategies, the key to sustainable development. It encourages students, it promotes caring for the environment, sustainable development, and we want the students to display practical activities and real-life situations of what is really going on out in their environment. And we look forward to companies like Grenada continuing to see the relevance and significance of something like a national science fair.
Grenada, energizing our community.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, both of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when when you're walking, what you say when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear.
The Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville, takes you where you want to be. Feel secure with the Credit Union of Grenville, taking care of all your financial needs, including savings, loans, mortgages, and sound financial advice. Serving you with branches on Jubilee Street in Grenville, Lucas Street in St. George's, and new, spacious, convenient, and modern facilities on Seton Brown Street in Grenville and Grand Anse. Call us on 442-8602 or visit one of our offices. With Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the Credit Union of Grenville, your financial security is guaranteed.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
Third-party outages are caused by parties external to Grenville. Kite flying is one of the major causes of third-party outages also.
Kite flying over the years has proven to be an issue that has created many outages on our systems.
This Easter, Grenlec would like you to keep your kite in sight. Use an open area with no overhead power lines. Avoid personal injury through electric shock. Avoid damaging property and causing inconvenience through power outages. Enjoy tradition safely. Avoid damage and injury.
Take it to the street. Dance Competition is here once again. Friday, 7th June 2024, 6:30 p.m. Tag Team Hardcore. Hosted by the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture. For more information, call 410-0366 or 415-8282. Ghana, your crew. Perfect. Those dance moves. Come out and be fascinated by Grenada's best street dancer. Take it to the street dance competition. Friday, June 7th, 2024. Don't miss it. Where are you from? Where are you from?
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, when you're talking. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful. I say we have to prepare to meet the challenges of life without fear. Greed and jealousy, hatred and envy, man, you have to move with care in that jungle out there. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. How you move when you're moving. Which direction you going. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive. Color by Sissy. Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of color. Color by Sissy. Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
It is said the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Therefore, the authenticity of the beverage can only be acquired in the taste. A taste which is original to Antoine de Beauregard Industries and comes from a combination of spices and local rum, which can hold its own all over the world. Woodman, a strength which speaks for itself. A taste which stands out from the rest, bottled with care, which speaks to perfection. Try Woodman today and be stunned by a flavor as never before. Let your palate savor that which is produced locally. Do not be deterred by substandard products. Our taste speaks volumes and sets us apart from the competition. You will be satisfied with every sip of our product. Say rum, say Woodman, feel satisfaction. Now that's quality.
Tourism is me, tourism is you, tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen
one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Grenada Community Partnership Initiative.
Leicester is the main fishing village in Carriacou, and we have lost a big part of the reef system around Carriacou over the years. The Grenada funding will target relocating by rock structures, and a lot of the reefs that we have lost we can replace. So I think we're really grateful and thankful to Grenada for coming through with that funding for us.
Grenada energize.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, boats of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. Where you go when you're walking, what you say when you're talking, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, careful.
You must be sitting there and wondering, well, what is she doing in there? I'm not hearing her voice or anything like that. But I was waiting for my guest this morning, and he's here. And let me introduce you to, or introduce yourself. You are who?
Morning to the listeners and viewers of Real FM. Dexter Mitchell here this morning.
Mm-hmm. Dexter Mitchell is here. I had to beg Dexter. How many days did I beg you to come on here, Dexter?
Not much begging now.
Yeah, thank you so much for leaving all the way from St. George this morning to come here to talk about what we're talking about.
First of all, it's always a pleasant drive up. It's always nice to go counter to the traffic. Everybody's heading into the city, and it's a beautiful morning this morning. Though Grenada is a really, really beautiful place. The sea is extremely calm, and again to see all the vehicles and then to see the boats coming down from Carriacou. Just a really, really beautiful drive.
You know, there's something I noticed about the boats, especially in Gulf. I don't know if you know, you must know that. But according to where the tide is going, so if it's going up that way, all the fishing boats face up that way. Yeah. If it's going down, it faces that way. And that is something I look forward to seeing when I'm going to St. John's. But okay, which way is the tide going? And it's like, yes, there's no if ands about, okay, I'm going this way. Everybody's just going that way. And I think it's such a beautiful thing to see, you know, just the tide running underneath the ocean and causes the sea craft to just turn that way it's going.
Not just the things we take for granted, be exposed to the Caribbean Ocean, and it's not a rough sea. It's very calming. It's you know it has a very calming effect. Even with the drive, you can still feel very relaxed, enjoy the cool breeze.
I think the best view for me is when you get to Mount Morrison. You know, you turn in the corner just to go down.
Okay.
And you look at the ocean. It's like you can walk on that thing. You know, it is so calm and And I'm like, no, well, can I could be Jesus right now? Just start walking on that water because it looks as though you can
It's very
walk
placid.
and,
Yep.
yes,
It looks
it is.
like glass, actually.
Yes,
Yeah.
very tranquil. And then the sun, and you see the silver thing flickering, and I'm like, whoa, it is beautiful.
Yep.
And like you said, we take a lot of things for granted, which we shouldn't. At least we should appreciate what we have.
Exactly.
And not complain about a lot of things that we complain about. So good morning again, and today we're going to be talking about the Invitational that is coming up in June. So how many athletes are you going to have this year?
We'll probably have about 120 athletes or more. The Invitational this year would be about 16 events, between 14 and 16 events. So about 120 athletes, regional and international athletes, and of course our own international stars. In 2024, the Invitational is actually built around the Grenadian athletes as they prepare to go off to the Olympics in Paris in 2024. Yeah, the Olympics are in Paris, starting on the 26th of July to the 11th of August. 3 of our athletes have already qualified. Lyndon Victor, Anderson Peters, and of course Kiriani James, who we saw compete yesterday evening in Bermuda. Had a very, very good race. Very good start to his season. So we are going to send off those athletes to Paris at the Grenada Invitational. And there are others who are still trying to make the qualifying mark. We are hopeful that they will. Melanie Rodney, Cut Felix, Haley Hazard, and others are still on the circuit trying to make the qualifying marks and times for the Olympics in Paris. So they will be coming to Grenada also on the 6th of June to compete. So it's going to be a wonderful Olympic send-off to our international athletes. Of course, they will be competing against the compatriots from around the region and around the world, Jamaicans, Americans, and so on. So just looking forward to a quality competition. I think this year, more than any other year, it's going to be very, very competitive. The Grenada Invitational is a world ranking competition, so it means that athletes can earn points towards the world ranking, and those who have not qualified yet for the Olympics will be able to qualify for the Olympics here at the Grenada Invitational.
What do they have to do to qualify, though?
They have to make I guess all athletics and the IOC would have set the times and the distances that they have to throw, whether it's the throws or jumps. And in terms of the races, there are times that you have to meet. There are minimum times that they have to meet. So they will be given an opportunity here in Grenada, those who have not yet done so, to be able to qualify for the Olympics, to be able to meet those standards.
We talked about the Olympics coming. What date is it taking place?
The Olympics are from the 26th of July to the 11th of August in Paris. So the Grenada Invitational is just about 7 weeks prior to the Olympics. It's a great warm-up for the Olympics, for the athletes. It is one of the last meets before athletes actually shut down, go into camp and get ready to compete at the Olympics. So it's a very, very important meet on the circuit. It's part of the World Continental Tour events. So it's not happening in isolation. We are not just putting on a meet by ourselves. It is obviously sanctioned by the local Athletics Association, by NACAC, which is the regional body for track and field, and of course World Athletics, the international governing body for track and field. So it's governed by the rules of World Athletics in terms of the measuring, the distancing, the timing of the races, and so on. Everything comes under World Athletics rules. The quality of the meet, therefore, will be of a high standard, as it has been before. Well, I think more so because it is an Olympic year and because athletes can qualify for the Olympics. I mean, imagine competing in Grenada to qualify for the Olympics. It gives it more significance, more importance, and it puts a bit of more pressure on us as the organizers to make sure that things run off flawlessly.
I was going to ask you, who's the mastermind behind this? I know, and what part do you play?
Well, I'm the chairman. I'm the chairman of the company that owns the Grenada Invitational, and also the chair of the local organizing committee. But we have a very, very competent team, a very experienced team. So Mr. Colin Peters is the meet director. So he's the one responsible for making sure that the events run off on time, start on time, and the events run off on time. But we have all the other components, medical accreditation, people in charge of the officials, and so on. A very experienced and very competent team that can execute the Grenada Invitational. We also have with us Marvin Anderson. He's a former Jamaican Olympian. He's our athletes liaison, so he's the one responsible for contacting athletes, the agents, the managers, the coaches, and well, fill in the calls because what we finding, and even more so this year, we've seen it in the past, but more so this year, people actually reaching out to us and saying, I want to come to Grenada. I want my athlete to come. I, as an athlete, I want to come to Grenada to compete. So yeah, Marvin is the one responsible for taking care of that. But everything else is done completely by Grenadians.
So this, what you're saying, and it looks like Grenada is the training ground for the Olympics for Paris this year.
Well, I wouldn't say training ground, but it's kind of like the jump off for a lot of the athletes, including our local athletes. So yeah, this season, the outdoor season has now started. So I think people are looking for opportunities. Not just to qualify, because you have those who've already qualified, but to make a statement. If you run a really good time, if you throw a very good distance, then you establish that I'm the person to come the Olympics. So and then that continues throughout the season. I think there's a meet in Jamaica on the 11th. There's Doha on the 10th, where Anderson will be making his season debut. There's the Racers Grand Prix in Jamaica on the 1st of June. So LA. On the 18th of May, where Kirani will be competing in his next event. So just a series of meets, and like I said, in the mix of all of that, you have the Grenada Invitational. What I like is the fact that when we've done the Invitational in the past, in 2017, 18, and 19, our dates were always in April. So it started the season, people were coming to test themselves, coming out of the indoor season, coming out of winter training, and so on. But now on the 6th of June, we're in the middle. So our guys are out there competing already, and then coming home in the middle of the season, and then use that as a springboard for preparations for the Olympics.
You spoke about time, and one thing I dealt with you not too long ago in reference to time and the program that you put on. I cannot stop saying how Calypso at 50 left indelible expression on me because of the time. You said it's going to start at 6, bang, 6 o'clock, it was there. And the what proceeded after that was like, no, we have a problem with time, not only in Grenada, let's say in the whole Caribbean. We take time for granted. We go anywhere, anytime, and it's Grenada time. I know the Invitational is going to start, is it at 4?
It starts at 4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
Because it's a Thursday, it's not a holiday the next day, it's not a holiday on the 6th of June. The reason for the 6th of June, and people have asked that, again, we have to fit into the schedule that is put forward by World Athletics. They are now experimenting with some midweek meets. The schedule is so crowded, there are so many meets happening all over the world that weekends are filled up. So Grenada is a good place to experiment. We expect our people are going to come out and support. So we're given the option of Thursday the 6th of June, and we accepted, took up the challenge of being able to fill the stadium on a midweek, just kind of randomly, So because of that, it's going to start. The meeting is going to start at 4:30. Kind of create a after work line, so people can come directly from work, come to the stadium. The gates are going to open at 3. We are going to have some entertainment, some activities up until 4:30. At 4:30, we'll have the national segment of the meet. So the young local athletes, athletes that belong to local clubs and schools will be given the opportunity to compete at the Grenada Invitational, compete among themselves. We are going to feature, of course, some of the athletes who excelled at the Character Games. They are going to be given a platform to showcase their skills and their talent. At 6 p.m., we will have a ceremony. And again, this is another fantastic opportunity for us because in 2024, Grenada is celebrating its 40th anniversary of participation in the Olympics. We first competed in the Olympics in 1984.
What date is that? You said Grenada is going to be participating what date?
No, I said we are celebrating our 40th anniversary of participation in the Olympics. Okay. We first competed in the Olympics in 1984. So in 2024, we are celebrating 40 years of participation in the Olympics. So we will have a ceremony acknowledging and awarding all those athletes who've represented Grenada in the Olympics over the last 40 years. There are 51 athletes so far who've competed in the Olympics. So they will be acknowledged, awarded, and recognized for the stellar contribution to sports in Grenada. And at 7 p.m., to 9 p.m., a 2-hour program, we'll have the international segment of the Grenada Invitational, where we'll get to showcase the best of the world with our own international athletes in that mix. We have no choice but to have the events run on time. It is in some instances a made-for-TV event. It's live on TV, so we don't have a choice we don't have a choice in terms of time. We cannot say, well, so and so is not ready yet. Can you hold on? It doesn't work like that with television. So it will start on time. All the events will run off on time, and we should be done by 9 o'clock. Probably have some celebration after 9 p.m. But certainly by 9:30 we should be out of the Kiani James Athletic Stadium.
So the people that are the latecomers to everything they go and everywhere they go, if you don't show up on time, there are things that you're going to miss.
Of course.
Because it's on TV, it's live. Maybe you might see it somewhere, but the thing is, when you're there and you get the adrenaline rushes, you see everything, you feel the vibe around the people. When you're watching it on TV, it's not
different.
The same.
No,
not the same.
I think that has worked well for us. Grenadians have to be attributed for that. Part of the attraction and part of the reason World Athletics continues to work with us is because of the audience, because of the energy and the vibe in the stands. We're very knowledgeable about track and field, about sports in general, track and field in particular. But we bring the entertainment to ourselves, the noise and the celebrations. And when we have, I think Grenada is fortunate to have 3 of the top athletes in the world, 3 of the top track and field athletes in the world. Kirani is number 5 in the world in the 400 meter. Anderson Peters is number 5 in the javelin, and Lyndon Victor is number 3 in the decathlon. So that's not something to scoff at. So it's almost not possible for us to host an international meet when you have that caliber of athletes, to give them the opportunity to be at home and to compete against their peers at home. We almost don't have a choice but to do the meet, So, yeah, we expect people to come early. I mean, I would want to say this though, that tickets are now on sale, and I'll mention the venues in a bit. But when you purchase a ticket to the Grenada Invitational, you're actually buying your seat. So you're not coming to stand up. You're not coming to argue over a seat. People are not resting handbags in seats to hold seats for anybody or anything like that. When you go to the ticket outlet, you'll get to choose your seat. You'll get a ticket will be printed with a barcode with your row, your section, your row number, and your seat number that allows you to go directly to your seat. When you get up to go to the restroom or to go to the concession stand, your seat will remain your seat. When you get back there, nobody will be occupying your seat. So obviously we expect people to come very early, see the national segment of it, see the young kids compete, and then, of course, recognize the past Olympians. That is going to be special. I know the athletes are very excited. The past former athletes are very excited. And it's going to be interesting because there are people among us who've represented Grenada in the Olympics who we do not know. Mm-hmm. We cannot take for granted that person did, is not significant, but is a former Olympian. So that should be a very interesting segment. And then, of course, we head into the...
So would you have a sort of segment where the past Olympians are going to be presented to the people to know who they are?
Yes, that is a ceremony that takes place at 6 p.m. So they will be introduced to the crowd. They will be, like I said, they will be awarded. There's a special award for each past Olympian. Those who cannot make it, they will have a family or relative represent them. But they will be obviously introduced to the crowd. A kind of semi-parade, if you will, where they get to be acknowledged and to wave at the crowd and so on.
Are they all residing here, or they're coming in for the Invitational also?
Some reside here and some outside of the U.S., some outside of Grenada, mostly in the U.S. So some have already confirmed and committed to coming to Grenada for the Invitational. Like I said, those who cannot make it, then we'll have a relative or family member represent them. I'll probably have something on the video screen where they, at least people get to hear from that in the video.
So when are they supposed to arrive in Grenada for that big meet, the athletes themselves? Do they have to come a couple of days in advance?
Yeah, because the meet is on a Thursday, most athletes would get here on Tuesday. 1 or 2 might be here on Monday, depending on where they are coming from, but most of the athletes will be here on Tuesday. and get themselves ready, do some walking out, some stretching out on Wednesday, get ready for the meet, and they leave immediately on Friday.
Okay, right after the event.
Yeah, they don't, and especially because it's such a busy year, an Olympic year, they do not really, they are not going to sit around and wait around. So the next morning they're on the plane back to the various training camps and so.
I the past one, I think I can't remember if it's 17. I went to the Invitational, and I had the time of my life. Let me tell you, I was like living in the sky with everything. Now, a few of the athletes that came before talked about the food in Grenada, the restaurant, and the ambience. Do you have special restaurants and so where you can recommend for them to go eat, or they just walk helter skelter and go anywhere?
Well, I'm happy you brought that up. Again, one of the attractions for the Invitational has been our hospitality. You mentioned the ambience and the hospitality, the food, the beach. Just how friendly we are and how accommodating and welcoming we are as a people. So I remember speaking to Kirani and asking, what can you do to help us to get athletes to come to Grenada? And that was after year one. And he said he doesn't have to do anything. Athletes talk. And once they have a good time in a destination, obviously, at a meet, they will talk. And everybody wants to come back or wants to come to that meet. And that is what we found, that the athletes were just raving about the time that they had in Grenada. So I remember Lashon Merritt saying that, he couldn't believe the reception he got at the airport, where he was actually met and taken to a VIP lounge versus having to walk out and look for his name on a piece of cardboard or something like that. So so that certainly makes a difference. In terms of where they go, they do their research before they come before they go to a city or a country to find out where the hotspots, if they are going to make a little lime, where should they go. So we don't really have to do much in that regard. We make provisions for them at the hotel where everything is taken care of. But if they do want to walk out, or if they want to go look for just some interest in Grenada, then they normally would do their own research in that regard. They love the beach, obviously. The hotel is right on the beach, so they spend a lot of time on the beach. But just like I said, just the camaraderie and the reception from the hotel to the airport to the volunteers and the officials at the stadium, just a wonderful experience for all the international athletes.
Now, we've been known worldwide as Grenada, the hospitable country. Now, some of them are new coming to Grenada. Do you have chaperones going around with them, or they just go by themselves because they did their research and so on?
Well, generally the movements are tailored by us. So we have officials, volunteers meeting them at the airport, taking them to the hotel. There's a whole setup at the hotel to accommodate them in terms of if they need anything, if they need to go to the pharmacy to get something, or for any reason they need to get out of the hotel, we provide transportation for that. So there's always some affiliation to the Invitational to look over their affairs. But they do, like I said, once in a while might go out and look for something, just experience something. I remember it's 2018 having a conversation with Justin Gatlin, and he mentioned going to one of the restaurants on the beach, and I was like, how did you know that? And he said, well, we did our research, and just to get out and to have that experience and to see how people treat them and so on. And Grenada is excellent in that regard. But generally, we would take care of them because we provide all the ground transportation, their schedules for when they go to the stadium to train, get them back to the stadium, schedule for when they leave the hotel to the stadium on competition day, when they get back, scheduled to the airport and so on.
Callers, if you want to call to ask a question about the thing, you can call 442-0175 after we take a commercial break, and we'll get right back. But let me ask you a question. You said sometimes they go and they do their research and all that. It is said that we in Grenada, we don't make a big fuss about people that come, like, how do you call them again, stars, let's say quote unquote stars, or people that come from Hollywood and so. We know who you are. Say you are Kirani James. Everybody knows Kirani James is from Guelph, and he is their Grenadian son. You know, there are countries that you go to and people see you at the airport and they crowd you and they have to get security, and so we cannot say that here because nobody bothers you when you come. People just give you your space. If you pass in and you say hi, they say, and everybody will bother, oh, this is Kirani, and so. Don't you love that about us here?
Yeah, we unique in that regard. And it's not that we ignore the celebrities and so. We just go up to them and say, hi, how you doing? Might ask for autograph, might take a photo, but we're not overbearing, and I think they love that. I've met well-known people just walking around St. George's, and it's like, what are you doing? And it's like, the Grenada is the only place I can do that. So I did mention Justin Gatlin in 2018 when he was here. He went to Umbrellas, for example, and he said, I think one person recognized him. And I guess that one person kind of said to other persons, and people were just coming up to him in a very cordial manner, you know, to ask for an autograph, to ask for a photo. There was not this rush, you know. You see to the cricketers, I happen to be very good friends with Courtney Walsh, and we've gone out and gone to the market, for example, and the old ladies, you know, just asking for a photo. They're not making a big fuss, they're not overcrowding them, and I think that is one of the advantages, again, that we have as a Grenada Invitational, so that the athletes don't feel threatened. The security is not of a concern. If somebody comes up to them, it will be in a very cordial, very polite manner. And I think for the sale of track and field, for the sale of an international event, that works very, very well for us.
Last question before we go to break. Now, they're athletes and they're athletes. They know how they perform on the world stage. And not everyone that is not only in athletics, in everything else that are very favorable with crowds sometimes. It comes across as arrogance. Is it arrogance, or are they protecting themselves?
Well, you've had different personalities. People would have had bad experiences. Remember, these international athletes, they've been doing that for a long time. So they might have had a bad experience in high school or in college, or even as a pro. So they have to get defensive. Or it might just be their personality. What I find, though, is that they understand that they are entertainers. They understand that the success depends as much as their abilities as it is the support of the fans. So sometimes we make assumptions too and say that person is arrogant, or that person is braggadocious, or that person is unapproachable, without actually approaching the person. So I would venture to say that, in my experience, most entertainers, most athletes understand that they are nobody without the fans, so that they are all very approachable. And I think anybody walking up to them, going up to them and trying to engage them would find that they are very, very approachable.
We'll go to a commercial break and then we shall be right back.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Like family, it's always exciting when lottery players get together. Now the lottery games are joining in the fun. Check out the multiplier family of Instacash Games, 5 times the cash at $2, 10 times the cash at $3, and 20 times the cash at $5. On your tickets, match any of our numbers with any of the winning numbers and win the prize below that number. There's more. Multiply your winnings up to 5 times, 10 times, or 20 times more. Winning is easy. Play Monday to Sunday. There are no draws to wait on. Win instantly. It's the Multiplier family of Instacash games with over $675,000 to be won instantly. Don't just buy one, buy all, because family is everything. Must be 18 years and older to play. NLA, making family dreams come true.
Grenada Community Partnership Initiative.
The theme for the science fair is water and energy strategies, the key to sustainable development. It encourages students, it promotes caring for the environment, sustainable development, and we want the students to display practical activities and real-life situations of what is really going on out in their environment. And we look forward to companies like Grenada continuing to see the relevance and significance of something like a national science fair.
Grenada, energizing our community.
Tourism is me, tourism is you, tourism is everybody, and tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitates cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries,
from agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
and the Grenada Tourism Authority.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say, when you talk.
And I am back here with Dexter Mitchell, talking about the Grenada Invitational that is coming up on Thursday, June 6th. You know, I thought it was a Saturday, you know. I didn't even check the date because, you know, weekend, you know, everybody
we used to doing things on weekends. I think it's an opportunity to do something, to do it in a different manner. I mean, it's, like I said, it's going to be a world-class event, a prelude to the Olympics, especially for our athletes, especially for the Kiriani James and Anderson Peters, Lyndon, and so on. And just to do things different, that you come from work, you head to the stadium, get some good food, because we are in conversations with the vendors about the quality of food that they present, you know, so that people are coming from work. Last time they had something to eat, it would have been lunchtime. There is no dinner, so they would look forward to something good to eat at the stadium. So that conversation is taking place right now, and the vendors are very cooperative, understanding what is expected of them. And and we have a good time from 4:30. Encourage and scream for the young athletes who are getting to perform on the same evening as some of the idols, some of the people that they look up to and they would want to be like. And then we have the ceremonies for the past Olympians, and then of course at between 7 and 9 p.m. the international stars would be on display, including our own international stars.
Yes. Now we have a whole lot of people online, and you know they come in every day. And I started saying good morning. So before we get into the next, let me continue to say good morning to Charmaine Ragbestein, Michelle Alexander, Maria Noel, Cicely Celestine, Wallen Ackwood, Carl Belfon, Smith Cyrus, Shirley Skerrett, Joycelyn Francois, Janice Mitchell, Marlon Klein, Kathleen Ledlow, Christine Otley, Veronica Edwards, Maria Marcel, Gloria Francois. These are people that listen to us every day. Dexter, like you, I think you listen to Real FM when you have a moment. And these people every day they check in like clockwork. They're like the Real FMers family. So we love to say hello and to see how they're doing on a daily basis as they check in with us. Now, earlier in the program, we talked about the location, the ticket prices, and everything like that. Hit us with it.
So tickets are now on sale. Online, you can get tickets at GoToFet, GO2FETE.com, GoToFet.com. Online, in St. George's at Grenada Optical in Tongue, in the middle of Tongue, and at the Spiceland Mall in Grandlands, you can go to Grenada Optical to purchase tickets. In Grenville, tickets are available at Max's Bar, and in Gove, tickets are available at Licks and Bites. The reason for so limited amount of ticket outlets, like I mentioned before, the tickets are printed when you order the tickets. So that we don't have too many outlets that have that facility that you can go. They would present you with a computer screen, show you a photo of the stadium, and you go into the system. You get to choose the seat that you want to sit in on the day of the meet, and then your ticket will be printed.
It's like flying and you choose your seat on your airplane.
Exactly. We are presently working on having an outlet in Carriacou, and I know that is something that the people in Carriacou complain about, that they are ignored, especially when there are these large sporting events. So hopefully by the end of the day today, we can confirm the outlet in Carriacou where you'll be able to purchase tickets for the Grenada Invitational in Carriacou. Because we are selling tickets by seats, I'm encouraging people to please go out and get your tickets. Don't make the assumption that tickets will be available when you would like to purchase it or closer to the meet, because we are not going to sell beyond the allocated number of seats. I think we have about 6,800 seats at the stadium. We've sold it out before. And once it's sold, there is nothing we can do. There is no standing room allowed. You actually have to purchase your seat. So I'm encouraging people, do not wait on the last minute. You might be disappointed when you think you can just buy a ticket at the door or buy a ticket just before and get in. You might not be able to. So please go out and get your tickets. The ticket prices for the bleachers, the tickets at the bleachers are only $40. The secondary stands, the tickets there are $50, and we have some subdivisions in the main pavilion. So if you want to sit in the finish line, there are 5 subsectors of finish line. So the lower finish line right next to the athletes, you're seeing the athlete, you could actually hear them when they finish the race. That section is 175, finish line A in the lower stand. Finish line B in the lower stand is 150, and finish line C in the lower stand 125. And upstairs, if you know the Kirani James Athletic Stadium very well, upstairs, the finish line area upstairs, the finish line A is that is blocked off upstairs. That is where the past Olympians will be sitting. So the finish line B would be 125, and finish line C upper would be 100. And the remainder of the seats in the main pavilion, closer to the beginning, the start line of the track, those seats will be $75. So I think it's very affordable for the caliber and the quality of athletes that will be on display. I think, you have world champions and Olympic champions who are Grenadians, and we just had Lyndon winning his first global medal, bronze at the World Championships last year. And we have not mentioned, the other athletes who are coming in, like I said, the Jamaicans and the Americans and the Trinidadians and so on. We will start releasing those names later on this week. I know people have asked, but the focus has to be on the Grenadians, of course. I think we have Kirani James and Anderson Peters and Lyndon Victor in the same meet. I think you have an incredible meet. And of course, they will be competing against people of that caliber, the world-class athletes. But there are some big names, obviously, that we are going to release later on, some of them later on this week and into next week. But the caution is to go get your tickets, go buy your seat so that you're guaranteed your seat at the stadium So you do not want to wait until the last minute and a seat is not available. You can't just buy a ticket and go stand up as if it was, intercall or something like that. This is the Grenada Invitational.
So do you have standby athletes for, say, Kirani cannot make it, somebody could come in his place, or Lyndon cannot make it, and so do you have standby athletes at all?
Well, I wouldn't even want to say if Kirani could make it. Or Lyndon could make it. I wouldn't want to have that conversation.
No, okay.
But
when they make it,
I understand the point you're making. No, there are always athletes who want to come, and you would normally have. We've experienced it in the three times that we've done the invitational, that for one reason or the other, an athlete would call and say that although they are booked, they cannot make it. In some instances, you'd have already bought the airline ticket, and they would say that they cannot make it. There's an injury. And most cases it would be an injury, and because these things are so ticklish, they would err on the side of caution and say, you know what, I'm not going to race this weekend. I'm going to take the weekend off and try to get this sorted out. But there are always athletes in place. I mean, we always get more requests than we can accommodate. So there's always somebody next. Whatever the event is, there's always somebody next who can replace whoever it is, unless it's really, really too close. The week of the event or something like that, then you cannot, the person, depending on where they might be in the world, cannot make it to Grenada in time. But especially in 2024, we have a high level of interest in the Grenada Invitational. So there will always be somebody, who's available, who wants to get in, who did not get in initially, and who might be available in case there is a cancellation. But I expect our athletes are going to be here.
Why is there such a high interest for Grenada, though?
Like all the things we spoke about before, the camaraderie of the people, the security, the safety, the fact that we're not overbearing as a people, we don't make the athletes feel uncomfortable, the party atmosphere at the stadium, and the fact that it is an Olympic year. I think athletes, like I said, athletes who've already qualified still want to come to run in Grenada and make a mark, and leave a mark. Those who have not qualified, or who might not have qualified, but then would want to come and qualify. And then there is something that I did not mention. The government and the Ministry of Sport must be complimented for the work that was done on the track.
That was asking next.
Yes, updating the track. Athletes love a new track. It is at its fastest when it's newest. So what we have is a much better track than what we had previously. What we had was rubber with a spray over. Now we actually have a polyurethane finish with modules. So it's a much bouncier track, much faster track that is very attractive to athletes. So we expect to see some very, very quick times on the 6th of June. So I think this excitement that Grenada has a new track, let me come to Grenada and let me see how fast I can run.
There are some concerns not with the track, with other events taking place around the track and in that area. As you said, the Ministry of Sports and the government has spent millions of dollars to have that track done. Is there any way that they can have other activities differently in different parts of the stadium and leave the tracks as is for what it's supposed to be?
Well, it's always going to be a ticklish situation for us because we do not have, because of our size and because we do not have the facilities. I know an event was recently held at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium because the cricket stadium is being repaired right now. It appears that the carnival activities might be at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. What has to happen is that we have to be clear on how do we protect the track. As it stands right now, the track is supposed to last anywhere between 8 to 12 years if it's properly cared for. So once we do the things that are necessary, once it is the track is properly cared for, it's properly covered, when other activities outside of sporting activities are held, then we can sustain it for those 8 to 12 years, but it has to be properly cared for. I think that kind of moving forward, you would like to hear the policy or see the policy on not just resting down some plywood on the track, but having a proper covering. The care of the track. I remember having a conversation with a gentleman who works for a company that does those tracks, and he was asking, well, do you have somebody taking care of the grass? You have somebody cutting the grass and watering it and applying fertilizer, but who takes care of the track? So I think there has to be a concerted effort to take care of the track. So even if and when you have the activities then there is some work done. Because even when you don't have the activities and the track is not cared for, it's still going to deteriorate. So the activities by themselves is not destroying the track, it's the lack of care of the track. So we can have the activities, we cannot have the activities, but if the track is not taken care of. So I am on the side of understanding the dynamics of our size and the lack of facilities. I'm on the side of, yes, let us have the activities, but the track must be taken care of.
Is there anything special about the track that has to take special care of that?
It has to be covered. The kind of traffic that those entertainment events attract the track is not made for that. The kind of substances that can fall on the track with coke or the dark colored drinks and so on, the track is not made for those things. So it has to be properly covered.
Now, what I'm saying, you said that whether they have events or not, if they do not take proper care of the track as is by itself without any event.
Oh, okay.
So I'm asking, what do they really need? What kind of care do they need? The track needs so that it can stay to it. It's 8 to 12 years. Is there anything special besides watering or doing the grass? Or is there anything that they can cover it with, like artificial grass, to keep it?
Well, no, it doesn't need covering, but it needs rehabilitative work. So apart from the entertainment events, even if you had just track and field events, there is going to be some damage on the track. There are going to be tears, there are going to be rips and so on, and that has to be repaired before it expands, before it gets any worse.
Gotcha.
Our climate, the hot sun, it is not the best for the track. So again, it's going to create some bruises and so on. Our stadium is right next to the sea. Again, so there has the track is part of the stadium where grass is cut. So if that grass gets onto the track and then it gets wet, it creates a kind of mildew that discolor the track, and we saw that happen with the last track. So all of those things, when the grass is cut, the track needs to be cleaned out. We cannot use, because of the modules on the polyurethane, we cannot use power hoses to wash the track. So you have to get a blower to blow out excessive dust and probably the salt residue from the sea and so on.
So it's a lot of work. So we should really take care of it.
Yes, exactly. So like I said, the events by themselves, the entertainment events by themselves will not completely destroy the track if the track is not being taken care of. Even if it's sitting there with no activity taking place and it is not taken care of, it's still going to deteriorate. We're still not going to get the 8 to 12 years old. The 8 to 12 years out of it. So, but we have to understand that our venues have to be multifaceted. I mean, you look at Progress Park; it's pristine. It's a first-class cricket facility. We play football there, and now we have entertainment events there. We basically do not have a choice, because the sporting events by themselves cannot really sustain the venues. We actually need to supplement the care of the venues by the revenue that is generated from the events. But we just have to take care of them, the cleanup and so on. I think people get very emotional when you see the venues in a state. So there's an entertainment event today, and 2 days later you still could go to the venue and get the chicken bones and bottles and so on. I think there's a level of responsibility that is expected, that if you use the facility for entertainment, you have to understand that it is also a sporting facility. So the aesthetics of having it dirty 2 days is not good, but also the inconvenience that the young kids don't have access to it because it's in a state of
ruin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. So the thing is, I think what we need to do as Grenadians, when we go to an event, there are garbage bins all over. It happened at Calypso 50. You look at people, and the crowd was not massive that they couldn't see the garbage bin. And you see people stand there eating the takeout container and they just drop it on the floor. And I just want to walk up with them and say, pick it up. But I covered. So, but we can do better. We can really do better. And with the same set of people that does the dirty stuff is the same set of people that complain about it. So we have to start from home.
Yeah,
put us in together.
it's kind of sad though. I mean, I do a lot of exercise and do a lot of walking around and around the country, go with groups to walk, and it's really disheartening to see where we dispose of garbage and the kind of the garbage we dispose of. I mean, there's absolutely no consideration for the environment, and we talk about the beauty of Grenada, and we had that conversation this morning. But there are those of us who are really, really, really trying to destroy that beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think it starts with public service. So at events, it's kind of, you didn't think that would be necessary, but I think it is becoming necessary now at events to actually let people know that there are, garbage receptacles are located around the venue and make proper use of it here.
Mm-hmm.
This notion that they have cleaners and they will clean up afterward.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the thing that is the crux of the matter. It's like they're paying people to clean it, so I could just throw my things, but it just leave a bad light.
Yeah,
on you're the person that is throwing it there.
Yeah, but if you are using a sporting facility for entertainment event, it's not just about the cleaning up. There is damage that can be done if you drop a bottle on the grass, for example, or the cork or the top of a bottle.
Mm-hmm.
It can do damage. It can get embedded in the soil and do damage to a young footballer or something. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to be cognizant of those things, and I think that is where you get a lot of the passion and the emotion from people saying, you should not have the entertainment activities. It is because of the lack of care of the facility, not because of the activities themselves. If you are going to have an activity, it should be mandated by the caretaker of the venue that immediately after the activity that the venue should be properly and thoroughly cleaned. I think that has been the bane of the argument of the people who are opposed to entertainment events at sporting facilities. I think most of us understand that we do not have enough facilities to have entertainment events exclusively or sporting events exclusively. There has to be some twinning, but there has to be care of those facilities. Just some adult responsibility and acknowledging that we have to take care of those facilities in order for them to be sustained.
A few months ago, we had that major flood up at our end. Went all the way to Victoria, Grove, and so it was a real terrible thing. And a lot of the things that caused the bridges and so to break up is the debris that people draw.
Block drains and so on.
Yes. Yeah. And like I had cement bags coming down my way, big stove and fridge coming down in the back of my ravine there. And I think they have white goods pick up or something like that. I don't know how often they pass. And I think one of the reasons why people dump it away from the property is because they don't get the service that they need to pass and pick up the fridge. We don't know how often they pass, or if you have to call. And even some people complain that even though they call, they don't come and pick it up. So the next choice is to dump it in the river or dump it in, and then the rain comes and all hell breaks loose. It's coming down river and nobody's going to stop it. So all of this can be helped if we have the proper procedures to stop what it is that is going on. Because you drive along, and I'm sure you see when you get to Victoria, you see two cones or some writing, two cones on the side of the road because the bridge there is not working right, and they're telling motorists do not pass on that side. In Lofortune, Monfenjo Junction, the bridge is like it curved, like a big piece of it come out, and it's because of all the dumping that we do. So we have to learn to start taking care of what we have, because you see how long it takes to get it back to where it was and the maintenance of it. We have to start with us.
Yeah. It's not us. It's saying that it is not in our nature. I don't know. I mean, it's been happening for a few years now that we become that careless. I mean, it's really, really sad to drive through the pristine rainforest in Granitang and see those snack boxes by the side of the road, or bottles and so on, or to go over by the lake and see people leaving the garbage behind. I mean, it's not going to cost you anything to put it in your vehicle and dump it when you get to the appropriate place. But I think public service announcements, awareness of what that leads to. That if you keep doing it, this is what it leads to, the flooding and those things. But again, adults, I mean, we have to be responsible. And if we are not responsible as adults, then we're setting a very bad example for the young children to follow. And obviously, kids believe what they learn. They look at adults and think that this is appropriate, so we are going to do it, and nothing is wrong with it.
I always say some of us just grow big. We don't grow up. Not every big person is an adult, okay?
Yeah.
Because some of us still have children mentality in the way we behave and what we do. So, you know.
Yeah, but we will do our part. In fact, and it's a good topic, because one of the things that World Athletics is adamant about is sustainability of the sustainable impact of events. So, what is your plan for garbage collection, for example? How do you reduce your carbon footprint by hosting those events? Your service providers, how much of the things you need for the event to run off can actually be sourced locally without having to import stuff that increases the carbon footprint. So yes, so those are some of the things that we are going to implement for the Grenada Invitational on the 6th of June, ensuring along with the stadium that there are enough garbage receptacles, and making the announcements throughout the meet that, you know, please utilize the garbage receptacles. Especially, we don't sell, well, I think it's a policy of the stadium that you cannot sell drinks in bottles, so you have to use a plastic cup. So make sure that those plastic cups are properly disposed of. Exactly. And hopefully we're closer to having recycling facilities so that those plastics and plastic bottles, the water bottles and so on, are properly recycled. But yeah, it is a mandate of World Athletics that the event has to be sustainable in the sense that it does not lead to further environmental decay. I mean, we cannot have some of the fittest, most
prestigious runners in the
world. But not just prestigious, but they are some of the fittest people in the world. They're very aware of what they put into the bodies and how much they sleep and all those things, and then have the event that does not lend itself to that kind of awareness. So obviously, World Athletics, we had a whole webinar on that, I like to refer to those things as a whole Bible, and reading on how to make the event sustainable and how to not lose things as we try to put on those events that 2, 3 years, 4 years down the line, that we are contributing to the environment.
And that's the thing, sometimes we don't even think about it. Like, you go and you put things in the stadium on the track, and so you get, and as you say, World Athletics, whoever they are, they will see this and say, you know what, we are not going back to Grenada. We'll lose a good thing. And it only takes a few people for a whole thing to just go about his business, when we don't do what is right.
Well, as the organizers, we are not going to give people the opportunity to spoil it for us. And I think that this is why we have, obviously, after 2019, we did not host the Invitational because of COVID, and then last year because of the track. But the attraction to Grenada, after 3 years, 2017, 2018, and 2019, has been our ability to host an international event, to be able to deliver on what the expectations are from World Athletics, to be able to make the athletes feel at ease, feel at home, feel comfortable. So as the organizers, as the organizing committee, as the owners of Grenada Invitational, we are not going to put the onus on a few individuals to do that for us. We are going to take full responsibility to ensure that what needs to be done is done. When the meet is over and when we reconvene with World Athletics, we cannot give the excuse that, hey, there is some Grenadians that just did that. No, we have to be responsible. Yeah. So we work extremely hard to put things in place. So if it means that the additional garbage receptacles have to be brought in, it means that we have to do the barriers that cues the attendees in a particular manner, so you don't have a rush at the gate and people are not pressing and there are not any security concerns. We work with the RGPF to make sure that there are outriders for the athletes, so that there's this sense of security and the sense of protectionism around them and so on. So we have always done and will continue to do what has to be done to ensure that we hit all the targets. There are some wonderful things that can happen and will happen once the meet is over, in terms of targets that are set by World Athletics and how the meet can be elevated to another status that bodes well, not just for Grenada and for us here in Grenada, but also for the region. We are, like I said, part of the World Continental Tour, so it's not just about Grenada. We're one of only 4 such meets in the region. We saw the Bermuda meet last evening, and there are 2 in Jamaica, one on the 11th of May and one on the 1st of June. So we're in a very, very, very good place. And if we continue to deliver as we have before, then it could only bode well for the development of not just track and field as events, but the delivery of track and field meets in the Caribbean, and Grenada is well placed. We are smack dab in the middle of being the center of track and field events in the Caribbean region. I
know you travel the globe. I don't know if you've ever been to Canada for Caribana.
Yes, I have.
Okay. You see the mass crowd that is there. After, I don't know if you ever wait to see after an event what happens. It's like you pass there 10 minutes after and you could never tell that something took place there because the cleaning crew behind them, the last band pass, and it is clean. You will never be able to. This is what I want for us here.
You see it for Labor Day too. I mean, the collectors, they almost feel like they own band in the back of the parade. Yes. Yeah, I mean, but we've done it. I mean, when Grenada hosted Cricket World Cup in 2007, because of the number of games and the large crowds and so on. I mean, I think there was a company, Waste Management, that was responsible for taking care of those. So although they worked along with locals, there was oversight from an international garbage disposal company, and a lot of emphasis was placed on. I think that sporting organizations, to avoid the backlash because of the large number of crowds that they attract, and because of everything that comes with that, they've made a strong effort about sustainability. You do not want to leave an arena, and it is in a mess because you brought in people and people are having a good time, and then you're not responsible in terms of what you are doing to the environment. So I think that has been done now. I know the other ICC, International Cricket Council, FIFA, and so are really, really huge on that. So it's the same with track and field, and like I said, at Grenada Invitational, we are going to do our part, starting with the announcement, starting with extra receptacles, working along with the stadium authority to make sure that the stadium the venue looks. So when you leave the stadium at 9 on Thursday night or 9:30 on Thursday the 6th of June, when you're heading back to work in the morning, it's supposed to feel as though there was not an activity at the stadium the night before. Everything should be back to normal.
Media, where are they coming from?
All over the world, We are still, and we hope to wrap this up very, very quickly. It's still in negotiations with ESPN and NBC Sports in terms of coverage. The first 3 years we've had ESPN cover. The games have been live on ESPN, so we are still trying to wrap that up to have the games on live television, which makes it attractive for the athletes, of course, and for our sponsors or corporate partners. In terms of other media, they come from all over the world, and we expect even more this year, again, because of it's a world ranking competition, because of the proximity to the Olympics and the fact that some of the athletes will be coming to Grenada to try to qualify for the Olympics. So we are still getting applications for accreditation from outside of Grenada, and it's beyond track and field in that regard, because when those entities come, they do a lot of coverage of the island. If you looked at the meet yesterday, when Lewis Johnson was interviewing the athletes at the end of the races, there was a lot of conversation about the island. I think one of the athletes from England said he had never seen water that blue, and that's in Bermuda.
They don't have skies
in the Atlantic Ocean. So part of, especially for our part of the region, part of the sell and part of the reason for hosting the meets is as obviously sports tourism. So the athletes getting to come to Grenada, getting to experience the Caribbean, and then obviously sharing on the social media handles, the social media outlets, which is there is no better sell, no better advertisement than word of mouth. An athlete on Instagram sharing a photo of Grenada and hashtagging Grenada Invitational, that is what, several 30-second ads on any of the big networks.
It's worth.
Yeah, so we have international media coverage, but the athletes themselves, as I said before, Kirani said, the athletes love to talk, they love to share stories. So the athletes themselves are great sports ambassadors, and they would help in the sale of Grenada to other athletes, to their friends, to their relatives, and make Grenada very, very attractive as a destination.
It is amazing that we live in our piece of rock here, that beautiful piece of rock that we are talking about. And a lot of us do not know much about it. It takes athletes or people from different parts of the globe to let us know what we have in our own backyard. How are we going to change that?
Just awareness. I think that is changing now, though. with social media, I think some wonderful things are happening. There are a lot of tools, not just for foreigners, not just for tourists and visitors. There are a lot of tools that locals are doing now. I mean, there's a food tool that is a wonderful experience. There are opportunities now to go to places, the hikes, and the hikes. Yeah, hashing is one thing, but hashing has been around for a while. But the hikes, these new hikes now, I think there's a group from Victoria that does that, and some other groups that gives Grenadians an opportunity to explore Grenada, to go to some new beaches, to go to some new waterfalls, and so on. So it is happening. I think we have the mantra, I live where you vacation. I think we'll take that seriously now that we actually want to enjoy what the vacationers are enjoying. So you see people actually going out to those places, going out to the restaurants, going out to the hot tourism spots and enjoying it, and they do not want to be left out. And I think Grenadians are traveling a lot more, and when you go out of Grenada, you get an appreciation for what you have at home. When you go out to the US or to Canada, and then you come back and realize the privileges you have, how pristine, your environment is, how peaceful it is. I think we see Grenadians enjoying that a lot more right now.
Well, we're going to take a quick break and hear what's going to come up on your thing. Here it is.
Grenada Invitational, Thursday, June 6th at 4:30 p.m. at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. Ticket prices and outlet. Grenadian Optical, Town. Grenadian Optical, Spiceland Mall. Max's Bar, Grenville. Licks and Bites, Warb. Online at gotofet.com. Tickets are sold based on the number system at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. Location and ticket price. Bleachers, $40. Secondary stands, $50. Main pavilion, $75. Finish line A, lower, $175. Finish line B, lower, $150. Finish line C, lower, $125. Finish line A, upper, not for sale. Finish line B, upper, $125. Finish line C, upper, $100.
Some exciting news for you. JetBlue is thrilled to announce its new non-stop flight every Saturday from Grenada's Maurice Bishop International Airport to the vibrant city of Boston. Now you can embark on your Boston adventure without any layovers. JetBlue is making it easier than ever to explore this incredible destination. Whether you're visiting family or friends, exploring for the first time, or simply experiencing Boston life, JetBlue has you covered with a convenient non-stop flight, complete with comfortable seating, complimentary snacks, and an array of entertainment options. You'll arrive in Boston feeling relaxed and ready to explore. So now's the time. Visit jetblue.com to book your flight and bring Boston closer to Grenada. Let your adventure begin.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company. A family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
50 years as an independent nation. Now that's a reason to celebrate. Bank on a bright future with Co-op Bank as we celebrate more than 50 years of partnership with Grenadians. Aspire, build, and advance with 100% financing to buy land, purchase or build your home, or make those much-needed home upgrades. No loan fees, no legal fees, low interest rates. And that's not all. 100% financing on brand new vehicles with 50% off loan fees. Celebrate you this year with special financing from Co-op Bank. Apply today.
Welcome home.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly kites near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple.
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call Grenlec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Grenlec, energize.
Where you walk, what you say, when you talk, where you go, where you walk, what you say.
We are 10 minutes to the hour of 9 o'clock, Dexter. You wouldn't believe time flies when you're talking about things that are really interesting, like the Invitational. And I'm not sure, but people are not calling. I'm not sure they're taking it in or they don't want to ask the question. So, but you can call. You have 5 minutes to call and ask Dexter a question about the Grenada Invitational because, as it says, it is a world-class event. We don't have it every year. Well, we were supposed to have it every year, but COVID and other things caused us not to have it a couple years ago. And the other times when I had it, I was not here.
Okay.
And you wouldn't believe I booked my flight to go back. And then you send the thing and it says it is the 6th of June. I'm like, what? 6th of June and I'm going... I canceled. I put my flight on hold so that I can, because I love sports.
Okay.
I celebrate. That's what I do. I celebrate with everybody else up in the stand and the runners, and I'm gonzo. But I think when you don't get to see, I cannot afford to go to Paris to at the 20th. Maybe I could, but I can't afford to go to Paris to just take myself and go to Paris, and you would not even get place because everybody's crowded there. So when it comes home, celebrate it and support it and everything because it's all about Grenada.
Of course, and this year when the 50th anniversary of independence celebrations continue, and I must acknowledge the committee, Dr. Wendy Crawford and her committee for committing to the Grenada Invitational. So the Grenada Invitational will be a continuation of the 50th anniversary of independence, albeit the sporting aspect of it, the track and field aspect of it. So this is a fantastic opportunity to welcome the guys home and then to send them off to the Olympics, to send them off to the other meets before the Olympics and then to the Olympics. In all conversations, and those conversations started since last year, they can't wait to come home to compete. Professionally, Kirani has only competed once. That's in 2017 at the first Invitational when the stadium was renamed after him. Anderson has never competed as a professional in Grenada. Lyndon has never competed at home. His parents have never seen him compete, so that means a lot to them.
So there's a first for a lot of things in Grenada this year.
Yes.
Wow.
Melanie Rodney, who competed at the last Olympics, she was injured, so she did not. I don't think she finished her race. She cannot wait. Obviously, she started the season and is doing very well. She had 2 very good races so far. Kurt Felix is a 2-time Olympian. He's trying to qualify for the Olympics for a 3rd time. Haley Hazard, again, trying to come to qualify for the Olympics. So those athletes, I can't express how much it means to them to come home in the middle of the season, just before the Olympics, to be able to compete among their peers. And like I said, for the international athletes, the opportunity to race on a new track, to come to Grenada, to be part of all that we offer as Grenadians, and to get ready to go off to the Olympics. I think it's very, very special. It's a very special occasion. And I think probably why people are not calling, because they already know. I mean, there's nothing else to say.
Yeah.
Like I said, the ticket prices are priced very reasonably. You can get them at Grenada Optical, both in Granite and in Tongue, at Max's by in Grenville, at Licks and Bites in Guave, and online at gotofit.com. When you go to the ticket outlets, you'll get into the system. You get to choose your seat, select your seat, and your ticket will be printed with your seat number, your row, your section on it, so that when you get to the stadium at whatever time, your seat will be available to you. When you get up to, for whatever reason, when you go back, your seat will be available to you. Like I said, it's a world-class event. We are under the auspices of World Athletics. It's not a random, we're just trying a thing in Grenada. This is part of the World Continental Tour Circuit, a world ranking event where athletes coming to Grenada on the 6th of June can make qualifying times and distances for the Paris 2024 Olympics.
Let me say good morning to Jay Wanda out there in New York at 107.9. He brings Real FM thing. Hey, I know you're out in. Good day. Take care. So, you know what I really love, Dexter, is this. There are athletes around the world that, okay, they're born in Grenada, they're born in Trinidad, and where they reside, they decide, oh, I am not running for Grenada anymore because I don't live there. I am a citizen of the United States. But ours come back home. Mm-hmm. They come home.
Yep. No, and that makes it even more special. All the conversations with all those guys, Grenada means so much to them. The pride. Doing it for Grenada. Anderson Peters, for example, he lives in Grenada. Mm-hmm. He's a two-time world champion in javelin, and he resides at home now. He trains at home with Coach Paul Phillips, another, in my estimation, a national hero. And they work out right there in Nassages. Kirani and Lyndon reside outside, obviously because of the facilities and the training and so on, but they are home as often as they possibly could. You know, Melanie's out in LA now again because of coaching and facilities and so on. So that is why, but they have not forsaken Grenada. No, they are doing it for Grenada. Home, yes. They are making sacrifices. Like I said, there are opportunities they could have, represented somebody else, but they are doing it for Grenada. So that is why the 6th of June is so special, to have this cluster of international athletes, Grenadian international stars, performing on one evening is going to be extremely special. And to see them competing against the peers, people that they will be competing against in the Olympics, can put into words how special it is going to be for the athletes themselves, and then for us as Grenadians, as we continue to celebrate 50 years of independence. It's going to be a very, very special evening.
You hear my voice is a bit normal now? Normal? I don't have to work on the Friday, so I would not have a voice, let me tell you something. Because I behave like a perfect lunatic, When the excitement is there, I'm up and I'm cheering like every person. It's like my children are running on there because, it is so exciting. So, people, make sure you go to the Kirani James Athletic Stadium on the 6th of June and be on time, because whatever you miss, it would not be as exciting when you go back and watch it on TV. You got to be there in the thick of things to see, your guys and girls from abroad. They're coming back home, and we'll have scouts all over the globe is in Grenada that time to see, who can they take away from Grenada, go train them in England, in the US, wherever they want to train them. But at the end of it all, they are coming back home. Mm-hmm. We are almost at the end of our thing. Last words for you here before we go to news.
Yeah. Again, just Grenadians, do not miss this opportunity. 2024 is a very special year for us for several reasons, list of which is not the 50th anniversary of independence. And what better way to continue this celebration than to cheer on those who've brought us pride and joy over the last 50 years. I think I'm the biggest name of all, Kirani James, at his stadium. One of the things I did not mention, I could mention quickly before we wrap up. Again, part of the mandate of all athletics is to expose world-class track and field to as many young people as possible. Mm-hmm. So a section of the stadium, of the bleachers, will be set aside for school children. And we are working with local companies to purchase tickets for school children. And in fact, I'm heartened by the response so far, the amount of companies that have already committed to purchasing tickets to make available to school kids, so that on Thursday the 6th of June, a significant portion of the bleachers will be populated by school children who will be exposed to world-class competition to be able to get to see some of the sporting heroes, including our own international stars.
And they'll be saying, I want to be just like him when I grow up.
That is exactly the point. Exactly. Yeah. So again, go out and get your tickets. Do not wait until the last minute and think that you could just buy a ticket and walk into the stadium. The tickets are sold per seats, per the seat number at the Grenada James Athletic Stadium. The guys they cannot wait to come home. All the conversations are about competing. I even had somebody said to me that they were surprised to see one of the athletes, a couple of the local athletes, to see their schedule, and it included the Grenada Invitational. Of course, that is huge to them. It means a lot. There would not be too many Grenadians in Paris to cheer them on, so we can send them off in a spectacular way on the 6th of June, and I'm sure whatever the songs, whatever the excitement will resonate with them when they get to Paris in July, on the 26th of July.
And can I tell you a secret? They're not only coming for the athletic meet, white sand, blue waters, blue skies, hospitality. Who wouldn't come?
Exactly.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you
so much for showing up, and I really appreciate that you come and talk about it this morning, and let's see what we have to offer in Grenada on the 6th of June, Grenada Invitational. We have our homeboys, Anderson Peters and girls, Anderson Peters, Kirani James, and I think everybody is really out to see Kirani because they haven't seen him for a long time. Thank you so much again, and we are going to news right now.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour,